Hey guys, welcome back. In this live stream, I just wanted to basically address some of the comments that I've been getting lately about how, essentially life isn't all about money, and I absolutely couldn't agree more. I think the whole premise of what I'm trying to do here on rich mentality is to uh, help bring awareness to the possibility of a better beneficial relationship with your mind. And in return, uh, wealth and money is just going to come naturally due to the better habits and better mindset overall. So the whole rich and monetary kind of aspect to rich mentality is just clickbait. A lot of people are drawn to money, so that's the clickbait part. And if over the course of my hobby here and my newfound passion of bringing this abundance mindset education and awareness to everyone, it helps people um, form better habits and a better mentality and happiness and success and money just comes along with it, then I'm all for that. That's fantastic. So yes, very clickbaity, rich mentality, blah blah blah. Sounds like it's a lot about money, but it's really not. What is this? Auto start is disabled for the Senate. Is this not live? Oh, looks live to me. Okay. Um, so, and we're gonna go over a script, expenses that the rich avoid. It's one of the new videos that's gonna be coming out here soon, and it's I guess like my proof to everything that I just said for the past minute and a half about how a change in your mindset and your habits not only is going to you know once you habitualize them and now you're proactive in that sense, the money's just going to come naturally. So um and one of those things is like frugality. So I think this was a good script to kind of go over after you know my rambling, and I'm rambling even now. So basically, have you ever wondered how wealthy people are able to sustain their wealth? In this video, let's learn about one of the rich mentality ways they use, avoiding unneeded expenses that might not be as obvious as you once thought. Now, obviously, this is about have you also ever wondered how they obtained the wealth in the first place? You know, being able to generate more money is definitely one aspect, but I think the one thing we all can proactively have control over is our ability to save money. Because, you know, at least short term, uh, sometimes it's not in our control to change how much money we can bring in. Now, I believe no matter what situation you're in, long term, you do have the ability to proactively change that. But short term, one thing that everyone has control over is the able to find more money in the way of saving and being more frugal. They may just not be aware of it. They may be ignorant of it. They may be neglectful of it. So that's the purpose of this channel and becoming more comfortable with the rich mentality and getting educated and awareness and learning about these things. So most people think that those who are rich have money to spend on whatever they want, which they have the ability, yes. Which at face value this may be true, but their actions and their mindset would make this furthest from the truth. Those with a rich mentality all have this one thing in common: avoiding unnecessary spending, even with millions in the bank or even in their pockets. They go for the deals in life, live the simple life, and focus on necessities, not wants. In essence, they spend consciously. See, I know if you guys watch the live streams, this is probably going to get annoying, but uh, that's why I make the videos and spend all the time editing them, so you don't have to deal with all my ums and inability to read fluidly. Even when they can afford not to, they just don't. They don't spend the money. Let's go over 7 expenses that those with a rich mentality avoid at all costs. And here's my little tag. Um, Number one, debt repayments. The number one expense that those with a rich mentality normally avoid is debt repayments. This includes interest of any kind owed to anyone or any entity. Leverage is a tactic we won't discuss now or in this video. Um, that's just my way to, I mean, you should never really take anything in absolutes. Just take every little thing that you learn, whether it's good or bad, wrong or right. Just take it as perspective, a way to form awareness and self-educate on. And perspective is everything. But I just wanted to throw this in here because I know a lot of people that follow this niche would immediately be like, well, rich and wealthy people leverage debt all the time to become more rich. That's very true. They really do. But we're really not talking about the rich rich. At least that's not what I'm trying to convey in a video like this. It's more about like anyone, period, can find a way to save some money. Um, and that's who I would like to help the most because I don't really care about helping the rich. They probably don't need the help, right? Your average Joe debtor just not the same, which is literally everything I just rambled on about. Many are being wrecked by expensive mortgages, buying above their means, or taking out too much debt for formal education. Ooh, formal education is like a whole nother tangent I can go on. Those with a rich mentality know that taking someone else's money for an investment comes with risk, and they can lose some or all of the initial balance of that debt. They stay away from credit cards, car loans, and certain mortgages unless the investment will outpace the interest rate being charged. Now, this is a perfect segue into my next ramble. Is as long as they outpace the interest rate being charged. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos and the fact that I advocate for credit card churning, you would know that you absolutely should, if you put the time and effort into it, you should be taking out 5 to 10 credit cards a year, just constantly. I mean, like hundreds to thousands of dollars in free credit card rewards if you just do the credit card churning. I got other videos on that. You can go check them out. Um, Car loans literally are almost never, ever, 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 period, going to be an asset. Unless you specifically have some sort of business, which I actually eventually want to do a video on Turo. Me and my brother actually got into Turo, and we at our peak, which isn't right now, we had 4 cars on Turo. So theoretically, we had, well, not theoretically, just very actual, we had 4 car loans that were deemed as assets because they were actually all profitable investment vehicles. Haha, pun intended. Is that a pun? I think so. I don't know. And certain mortgages and mortgages will almost always be beneficial. There's such super rare occasions that holding on a 30-year mortgage isn't beneficial. Very rare. Without a proper financial contingency plan, did I spell this wrong? Hopefully I said it right. Or did I? I don't know if I've recorded this one yet or not. um, it's all blurring together. Um, since I'm going on a tangent, I actually right before I started the stream, I got something to eat, and I don't know why, but it's like I guess I'm nervous because I do have social angst and social anxiety. That's another reason why I do the channel and promote this kind of mindset because it helps me too. Um, uh, but I guess like I'm nervous, so I'm like scratching at my nose. I'll get off the stream and then it's just like nose is perfectly fine now. But anyways, I just got back from eating, and I realized that I am one of the memes of a basic white girl with the pumpkin spices and whatnot because I was sitting there eating some pumpkin pie. I know it's not quite the same as like a latte or something, but I kind of felt like all giddy because it's It's fall, the wind is getting cooler, the leaves are falling, the days are getting shorter, and sitting there eating the pumpkin and tasting the pumpkin is like, giddiness. Anyways, I apologize for what you just heard. um, where was I? Without a proper financial contingency plan, debt repayment is an expense that will cripple financial life and possibly ruin all hope of achieving financial freedom in any way, which is another good aspect to take away from all this that, it is just clickbait because it's not about the money, it's about the financial freedom and what that awards you, your friends, your family, your ability to make a mark on this world. Because, if you're working, 40 50, 60 plus hours a week, including your commutes to, you know, fulfill somebody else's dream instead of yours, and helping those around you and humanity as a whole, then, that's, you know, it's just clickbait. Rich mentality is clickbait. It's really about the mentality, which we're calling the rich mentality, but it's a subset of the abundance mindset, which is that's the key thing about all this is the abundance mindset. Toxic debt is easy to get into and very hard to get out of. That's very true. Let's look at college debt, for example. How long does it take an average college graduate to repay the average student loan of 26,900? According to the Department of Education, this can be as long as 20 years, which is 5 times or more than the average program length. Yeah, at least 5 times, right? Uh, a lot of people can't even get, it done in 4 years because they have to like work a side job and whatnot. During this entire time, it is accumulating. I'm not going to try and repeat it because I just butchered it and I apologize. Interest as well, which means we still on? Oh, looks like I got kicked. We still there? I guess so. All right. It is a calculated strategy to leverage and make more money from the debt. I know I went into that earlier. Warren Buffett put it best. If you're smart, you're going to make a lot of money without borrowing. Well, I think a lot of his philosophies isn't really about being smart. It's about, just being consistent and realizing that, no matter what, historically, if you invest your money in the market, the broad market, not just one random stock for a company that can go out of business, that, in 20 years, no matter what, you're going to have a return on that money. It's about the long term. I guess you could call that smart and, less emotionally charged in some way. I think it's more about just I don't know. I guess like I'm perceiving smart as like the guy that can go out there and beat the market by picking all these like random uh well, not random, very precise and targeted companies that will do better than the market itself. So that would be the thing that's deemed smart. And then like the traditional of like fundamental knowledge, I guess would be common sense. So I guess that's like the line that I'm trying to draw in between like smart. I guess it's like common sense versus like targeted like book smartness. I don't I cannot get across to you what I'm actually trying to say. I hopefully you get what I'm meaning by that. Expense number 2, designer brands. You'll probably never believe me when I tell you this, but I am 33 years old now. I am. I'm getting old. And I can honestly tell you I've spent no more than 3 to 4 thousand dollars on clothing in my entire lifespan. I will stick by that. Like I spent at least an hour of like pondering on this and kind of making an average over at least the past like 4 or 5 years of how much money I've spent on clothing, and then really thought back about since like 17, 18 years old, and I would be shocked if it was over $4,000. There's no way it's over $5,000 in my entire lifespan. So essentially, on average, I've been spending $270 a year on clothing. Now, I don't want to hear an excuse from anyone ever, period, that they don't have enough money in their pocket if they can't cut back on at least that simple expense right there. Because I know people, I'm not even going to read it word for word because I'm just going to go on this tangent because I know what it's about, obviously. But, you know, I've known people that I still know people. They will literally go out and spend 2 to 3 times what I'm willing to spend in 1 year in that single outing. Like clothing, purses, and and just like designer. Well, not even designer. Like designer is a problem. It really is. Like if you don't have a lot of money and you go out buying something designer, you have zero excuses about not having money. But what's even worse, what's even a little bit worse, a little bit less worse than that is just like those 2 to 3 times my yearly allowance in one trip. Just like a crazy Walmart shopping spree of just like a bunch of random clothes and souvenirs or just novelty things that they don't really need. It I've seen it in person. It's 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 broken my heart. And it's don't do it. If you ever want to see, you know, to be like I actually just saw this the other day. Literally all you need to do over 19 years, which I could get the calculator out, but last time I did that it was awful. I can say this verbatim. All you need is 19 years of saving $500 a month at an average of 17 to 18% return on your money. Now that's way, way, way above the average, sure, but it can be done. But that's not the point. The point is literally all you need is the $500 a month over 19 years, and you'll be right at $1 million, like $980,000. So just the first two expenses alone of interest payments and saving on crazy clothing and novelty shopping, that's your $500 a month right there. For 19 short years later, you're a millionaire. That's one of the biggest things I try and help promote about the rich mentality, the abundance mindset is, you know, 19 years is not a long time. If you know you have a 19-year plan, you can comfortably live in the present and be happy and not be so focused on money and future plans and all this stuff. If you have something as simple as just $500 a month, I can name 6 people right now that I know that are spending $600 a month just on over eating out beyond just the necessity of the amount of money they need to spend on food. Now you throw in uh, clothing and shopping and interest on credit cards and loans and TV subscriptions and video games, easily $500 a month. So how many people do you know 10, 20 years later they're in the same situation they were 10, 20 years before? Literally, all you need is the $500 a month. And 10, 20 years later, probably go by in a blink of an eye, you're a millionaire. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Uh, um, and here's another thing about it too is it's not about the money all the time. I know you hear me go on the tangent a lot. It is about the freedom you have to now not only spend time with your family, but take that $100 you saved on that pair of shoes you didn't need, invest a third of it. So there's $33 for that year or for that month to go towards your investing. And then you still have enough to pay for a pair of shoes for yourself and gift a pair. Gift a pair to a family member, a niece, a nephew. You simply do not need to be victim to designer brands and toxic debt. Think of the infamous wardrobe of Steve Jobs. That man always wore jeans and a black, oh, what was it, a polo, like a turtleneck. He wore it all the time. That's like all he ever wore. Expense number three, expensive real estate. Rich mentality, the rich mentality, or a rich mentality, will keep you in check and ward off the need to live in a lavish place. Self made millionaires and the rich are overly deliberate when it comes to home ownership and mortgages. Believe it or not, millionaires are 3 times more likely to live in homes priced around 300,000. When I found that statistic online, um, I don't think I cited the article, but that kind of blew my mind. Because even if they have millions, they will choose assets over liabilities. If you're economic conscious, you know that living in a $1 million house or neighborhood paves the way for even more expenses. That's another, good awareness to have, Just because you can purchase something, you know, you got to check, you got to put in check everything that comes with kind of like your material greed or what you perceive as a material need when all it is a want. This will compromise wealth accumulate, and the rich mentality. You can just say it yourself. I apologize. Always go for the best deals so your equity increases over time, which is called wedge deals. I'm eventually going to do a video on that, but you could search it up. Meet Kevin. He does it way better than me. You could go just watch some of his stuff. Um, Warren Buffett has lived in the same house since 1950. Can you believe that? What top 10 richest people in the world has lived in the same house for over 50 years now? Yeah, no excuses. Expense number four, TV, subscriptions, and video games. If there's anything you'll absolutely never see most if there's anything you'll absolutely never see most millionaires and those with a rich mentality spending their time watching, you're never going to see people with the rich mentality and millionaires spending all their time watching shows and playing video games. The average millionaire spends no more than 60 minutes a day in front of a TV. Another statistic that I'm not going to be able to cite that I found shocking is I'm shocked that they even spent an hour a day in front of the TV. I really was. However, the average person spends upwards of 5 to 7 hours a day in front of a TV. That's realistic. Because, I even catch myself in this crap from time to time. It's highly unproductive. It happens to the best of us. Just don't beat yourself up about it. Just learn from it. What kind of knowledge, skills, experiences, and wealth could be drummed up with 5 to 7 hours a day? Well, all the wealthy people in the world can tell you. It's absolutely insane. There's also been a study that looks at median household income in comparison to TV watch time. Households with a net worth of 25,000 or less had high TV watch times. However, households with a net worth of 75K or higher had lower TV hours consumed. I know people that literally have upwards of double-digit subscriptions. All this does is sap you of your time, energy, and money. Video game consumption has all the same negative impact. Do you enjoy watching shows or playing video games? So then it's not all a negative impact, and I can respect that. However, keep that rich mentality in check. I've played on and off the same free video game for almost 10 years and have also never spent a dime on it. Not a single one. That's very true. I've been playing League of Legends on and off for over 10 years and I have never spent a single penny on it. Never. Yet I know people hear me out on this one. I know people that have spent at least $2,000 on a single video game. I mean, uh, let's just do that one. Let's. I know I said I wasn't gonna get the calculator out, but we got to do it. We got to do it. Okay, $2,000 on a video game over 10 years. If you would have taken that $2,000 and invested it, let's say an average. Actually, I should probably just did an investment calculator, but um, let's say an average of 10% over 10 years. So, I mean, let's just say you double it. Over 10 years, you double it. You instead of spending $2,000 in a video game, you invested the $2,000 instead. 10 years later, you now have 4,000 instead of 2,000, you know. But then that's kind of like where the whole arguments come in. Well, do you want to live in the now, YOLO? Do you want to be happy in the present, or is all you want to do is be frugal, save all your money? It's that's debatable. It's different for everyone. It's whatever your personal goals and whatnot in life are. I don't know why I keep pulling the calculator out on you guys because I just look dumber each time I do it. um, but there's another tangent I went off on in one of the other videos or live streams where, you know, it. I'm not saying take away all your happiness. At the very minimum, set them up as goals, right? Um, like say all the TV subscriptions and stuff. Uh, I do say it in here somewhere, right? Like people have double digit subscriptions. Yeah, I know people that literally have like every single TV subscription out there, plus like all kinds of other like random subscriptions that you don't need, like multiple like household security subscriptions and uh, you know I'm drawing a blank, so I'm not going to keep you guys there just watching me, not saying anything. I'm so sorry. I'll get better at these live streams. Um, but no, yeah, like set them up as a reward. Go ahead and cancel every single subscription you have right now, TV subscription that you have right now, and and set like little short-term goals outside of your long 20-year investment goals. And they don't have to be crazy. You don't need millions of dollars. Just 500 grand, 250 grand, whatever your a good goal for you would be. And you know, but smaller goals. And once you achieve that small goal, start up a s- start up one of those TV subscriptions as your reward on a trial basis. Binge whatever TV show you haven't been able to watch because you didn't have the subscription, and then cancel the trial. Boom. Now you're caught up like everyone else. You rewarded yourself for doing a good small goal, and you didn't pay anything, and now you know the same thing everyone else does, and you didn't have to wait like week to week to watch it. Expense number five: flashy cars and expensive flights. You guys can just read that in the video when the video comes out. I go in about um, I have a paid off Ford Focus that can almost happily spill things that I can almost always happily spill things in or accidentally scratch. Like uh, I- literally someone rammed into my car with their car, and I literally was like, I don't care. This it's all good. You can't do that if you stress yourself out and buy an expensive or brand new car. You just can't do that. And another thing in one of those statistics is 60% of billionaires drive Fords, Toyotas, and Hondas. What? Yeah, you don't need the expensive car. Get rid of it. Fast food or just food in general. This is a topic that I love because I can proudly say I had like the resolve and consistency to, live up to the bull crap that I spill out of my mouth on a daily. Everything that I, preach or so, like I try to habitualize and practice, but we're all human. But this is one of the best achievements that I made because, we all like just the TV script subscriptions and stuff like that. Like the 5 to 7 hours. I even do that now from time to time, We're all human. Another common expense that the rich mentality will help you avoid is fast food. The rich mentality will have you opt for more frugal dining options, as well as the overall healthier mindset and lifestyle. You will feel more inclined to circumvent the overly processed, easy fast foods for grocery shopping and cooking. Now, the cooking part, I've never really been good at, and you don't have to beat yourself up about it either. Um, because one of the things that I'm about to get into is sandwiches. I absolutely love sandwiches. And it's one of the cheapest things that you can do and they're not unhealthy for you. If you get the good, you know, deli lunch meats, like the fresh deli lunch meats that they're cutting there on the spot and a healthier cheese or skip the cheese altogether. You load up on some spinach and lettuce, maybe even like tomatoes if you're into that. I can't really do tomatoes. Um, and then like I use a natural avocado ranch for I mean there's still oils and stuff, but it's a lot better than mayonnaise or uh, non-natural condiments. So I mean, and all natural like wheat baked in the bakery, like in the grocery store bread instead of like the the processed bread. Um, Sandwiches. I don't cook. When I first began my Richmond, oh, and the other thing is like Publix. Publix is one of the ones I frequent often, and if you know anything about Publix, you would immediately be like, "Well, that's not the rich mentality," because yeah, they are expensive. But which I think I'm eventually going to make a video on this one too. Is if you go every single week and keep your budget to like 50, $60 or less, it's possible. I've done it for 2 years straight. Um, each week they have different BOGO deals, so buy one get one free, and they don't hold you to buying both of them. So essentially, you can go in the store each week and buy only the BOGOs, and everything is half off. Everything you buy is half off because you don't have to buy both of them to get the buy one get one free. You just buy one and then it's half off. That's one of the tips. I literally plan on making an entire video about that in Publix. Hopefully they'll sponsor the video. When I first began my rich mentality journey, I ate sandwiches for 2 years straight. That's right, 2 years straight. And I spent around, on average, only $35 a week on food. Like that was my average over 2 straight years because I ate nothing but sandwiches, drank nothing but water, and I tried to eat out probably because I failed like most people. Like I said, I'm human. Um, I would say on average, once a month I ate out, maybe twice, 1.5 over a 2 year period. Um, this allowed me to save anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000 in food costs in just 1 year. Yes. So imagine, and for me that was right around in the the crash of 2020. So I was basically taking all this expenses that the rich avoid money. I wasn't making more money, I wasn't like just magically having money fall in my lap like through income generating, but through frugal rich mentality saving. I was now taking all this money that I could have would have spent like most of those around me already do, and I put it right into the markets during the crash of 2020, And, you know, um, I mean, it's all lost again this year, but expense number 7, costly formal education. Looking into the success stories of most rich people, you'll find out that formal education had very little to do with their wealth accumulation. Nearly, I said the A word right the third time's charm. Nearly a third of billionaires are college dropouts. I don't mean to discourage education, but the truth is, well, I don't mean to discourage I definitely don't mean to discourage education, but I think I should say formal education here. But the truth is, in this age of information, you can be self taught in almost every way. Look at YouTube. There's nothing you can't learn on YouTube, like the rich mentality mindset and ways to save money and make money on the rich mentality channel. So stick around. You just need the rich mentality to be proactive and constantly strive for whatever your definition of success is. In my book, Serve, the Rule Book, Step by Step Rules for a Fast Execution on a New Mindset, published on Amazon, which, if you'd like to support me, you can find it there. Um, but I also have it for free. You can listen to it on YouTube. But if you prefer to support me, you can go purchase the book. Um, I write about how the word success and happiness throughout the entire book is completely interchangeable because success is whatever you decide it is, which essentially means happiness. You just have to get out of your own way and truly believe that, harness that, and then because the number one thing in life is happiness. It's not success, it's not the money. That's just the clickbait. Continue to level up on tangible knowledge and skills that most formal education will never teach you. I think I wanted to put all, but remember, try not to think in absolutes. Graduates Graduates spend almost 20 years servicing debts. Whew. Focus more on wholesome personal development with a rich mentality, which is a subset of the abundance mentality, which is the exact opposite of its evil twin, scarcity mindset, scarcity mentality, which is there's not enough in the world, or um, being greedy and frugal about money for the wrong reasons. Um, Oh man, I don't know how I'm having a hangout because I feel like I could like be the white knight against the scarcity mindset. Anyways, stay tuned to the channel and become more comfortable with the rich mentality with each video. Thank you guys. That's it for this one. I should be back maybe this week, maybe next week. Um, yeah, I'm trying to make it work out here. All right, see you guys.